Yo, what's good everyone? Thank you for tuning in to today's video. As you can see from the title, with summer approaching, in today's video we will be taking a look at my top 10 summer sneakers for this year. Now I'm really excited to get into this one, so before we dive in I just want to welcome back all of my returning subscribers, and if you're new around here and you haven't done so already, please feel free to smash that subscribe button. Also do make sure the bell notification is switched on so you never miss a video, and if you do want to reach out to me outside of YouTube, you can find me most active on Instagram under ACS Sneakers. And with all of that set aside, sit back, relax, and let's go ahead and dive straight into this video. So before we go ahead and actually dive into the video itself, I thought I'd take the opportunity to just put a little bit of a disclaimer out there and let you know that this video isn't me telling you that you need to go out and buy each and every one of these shoes off this list, or even tell you to go out and buy 10 summer sneakers or trainers depending on where you're from. This is just an opportunity for me to share with you guys exactly what I'm planning to rock this summer. You don't need to go above and beyond and have 10 different options like some people do. This is just a little bit of a rough guide that if you are looking for that good summer sneaker, hopefully within this list you'll find something that you like as well. So maybe you can get something similar or even get the same sneaker that I'm planning to rock this summer. I tried to add a really nice mix of both hype, unhype, affordable, and some more expensive pairs in here as well. If any of you guys want to get in on it and tell me exactly what you guys are planning to rock as well, do make sure to leave me all of your comments in the comment section. I do make sure to read and reply to them all, I should say. But with all of that said, let's put the waffle into one side and let's go ahead and dive straight into this list. So to kick us off, in at number 10, we have the New Balance 550 in the Syracuse colorway. Now this one, like a couple of other ones on this list, is actually slightly interchangeable, so you don't necessarily need to go for this colorway or even a colorway like this because there are so many different 550 options out there. So whether you like the ones with the mostly white upper with the hits of accented color, or the black ones, or if you're just really interested in any 550, you honestly can't go wrong. They're affordable, they're pretty comfortable, and a lot of the colorways are straight fire. For me personally, I prefer this one. This is actually my favourite pair of 550s that I've got at the moment, and this is why it's made the list. I feel like it's a really great summer option because you can dress it up, you can dress it down, you can wear it casually, or you can wear it smart. If you're rocking this with shorts, jeans, trackies, cargos, anything, this goes with every single outfit. But if you are looking to pick up a really nice, clean, everyday summer option, you honestly can't go wrong with the New Balance 550. So moving on to the next one up on our list, and this is actually our most recent pickup. So in at number 9, we have the Air Jordan 1 Low in the Bulls colorway. Now, we only actually picked up this shoe in the last couple of days, and I will be completely honest, I'm not the biggest Jordan 1 fan in general. I said that in the review, and I still feel the same way. But there's honestly just something about this colorway that it just had to make the list. A lot of you guys know how I feel about the Jordan 1. It's not the most comfortable option, but it is definitely one of the more stylish options. As soon as I got these, I knew I was keeping these. The white, the red, the black, that classic theme. This is an absolute essential summer item for me. Again, like we said about the 550s, you can dress it up, dress it down, wear it casually, and you can pretty much wear it with anything as well. So if you're wearing it with like shorts or cargos or jeans, these are definitely good to go. So if you are looking for that really nice summer option in terms of a Jordan option, I don't think you can go wrong with the Jordan 1 Lows. There's not as much hype as there is with the Jordan 1 Mids or Highs or certain other Jordan models. But for me, this one definitely deserving of its place on the list. I'm definitely going to enjoy rocking these over summer. So in at number 9, we have the Air Jordan 1 Low Bulls. So moving on to the next shoe up on our list, and this one is actually a personal favourite of mine. So in at number 8, we have the New Balance 2002R in the grey colourway. Now, if you're not necessarily feeling the grey, which I'd be very surprised about because nobody does grey better than New Balance, they do have a multitude of different colourways, and I recently picked up this black colourway as well, and the review is already up on the channel if you want to check that out. Now, the 2002R for me is quickly becoming one of my favourite everyday go-to shoes. It's incredibly comfortable, it's incredibly breathable, and especially on those hotter summer days, having a really well-ventilated shoe is an absolute necessity. Now, we don't get an incredible amount of heat over the summer in Britain, but whenever those heat waves actually come in, we get them harsh. So this is definitely a shoe that's going to get a lot of love from me, and when the weather turns like it does in Britain, I do have the black option to kind of keep me covered. So the 2002R for me is an absolute essential for summer. It's affordable, it's breathable, it's practical, it's comfortable, and in my personal opinion, it's pretty stylish as well. So moving on swiftly to the next one up on our list, and again, this is another personal favourite of mine. So in at number 7, we have the Air Max 90 Bacon, which for me, I've been waiting to break these out for summer ever since I picked these up for my birthday in January. Now I have worn this shoe maybe once or twice. I will be honest, I'm very cautious as to when I actually decide to break these out. The weather has to be absolutely perfect, and I'm honestly super gassed to be rocking these over the summer period. Now when it comes to summer, you genuinely can't go wrong with a pair of Air Max 90s. Now this one isn't necessarily the most ventilated option, given that it is a mostly leather shoe, but if you wanted to go for something a little bit more classic like the infrareds, or something a little bit more colourful like the orange ones that I've got, I forget the name of them, but that is an option as well. The Air Max 90 is always accessible at every single retailer in pretty much every single possible colour you can think of. So if you are looking for an affordable shoe at a decent retail price point, the Air Max 90 will not disappoint. Again, like we said for some other shoes on this list, dress it up, dress it down, the 90 will never go out of style. So this for me is definitely deserving of its place on the list. I was potentially contemplating putting it in a little bit higher, but I think 7's right about where it needs to be. So in at number 7, we have the Air Max 90 Bacon. Honestly, an incredible shoe. So moving on to the next shoe up on our list, and this one is definitely the brightest option on the list so far. So in at number 6, we have the Air Jordan 4 in the Lightning colorway. Now, I've actually been waiting to break these out for quite a while now. And I mean, again, this is another one of those pairs that I've worn a couple of times already when the weather's decent. But this is very much a summer shoe. It's very loud, it's very bright, and it definitely has that classic feel to it. Now, for anyone who knows the Lightnings knows that this was a really popular shoe when it first released. And when it did retro last year, there wasn't as much hype as I was actually expecting. Prices have slowly been creeping up over the last couple of months, and Jordan hype is out of the world right now in terms of the Jordan 4. This is very much taken over from the Jordan 1 in terms of resale price, in terms of everything selling out, and it is probably one of, if not the hardest shoe on this entire list to get. So I can completely appreciate if you don't have these and aren't able to get them. Don't feel bad about it because we have so many other shoes to consider, but if you can get hold of a pair of Jordan 4s, whether it be the Lightnings, even those new military blacks they've just released, having a pair of Jordan 4s in the collection over summer is going to be a great option. It's not necessarily the most ventilated again, but if you are looking for that flashy option, that one that's going to get a couple of looks, this is definitely a really nice bright option to have. Personally, I'm really excited to break these out over summer. I mean, I can't really think of any other time of year I would actually break these out, but over summer, I definitely expect that I'm going to be wearing these quite frequently. So to mark the halfway point of this list, I did actually decide to throw caution to the wind and actually mix it up a little bit. Now, most people, when it comes to sneaker collecting, are going to be at a very different stage to the very next person. So if you've been collecting for 5, 10, 15, 20 years, it's going to be a very different outlook to somebody like me, who's only been doing it for a couple of years, as well as somebody else who's just starting out. So in at number 5, instead of any specific shoe or colorway, I'm going to say just to get any collab that you can get your hands on. Now, it doesn't have to necessarily be something too hype. It could be the most recent Stussy collab. It could be the Concept Air Max 1s, the Patta Air Max 1s, anything by Travis Scott, or even something that's maybe a little bit more attainable in, for example, the Feature Saucony collaboration. Now, the reason I've actually decided to put collabs in and leave it quite vague is I feel like when it comes to collaborations, most of the shoes are going to be better made, the quality of the packaging is going to be better, and the overall experience and how the shoe looks and feels to the person who's buying it is going to have a completely different feeling from a regular GR release. Now, you can go high and get Off-Whites and Unions and all those other kind of things, or you could go to the lower end of the scale and get things that are maybe more affordable. It just simply depends on your budget. But that's in at number 5. Any collaboration sneaker you can get your hands on, as long as you like it, you'll be good to go. So moving away from collaborations into an absolute classic, in at number 4 we have the Yeezy Waverunner, which for me is absolute grail status. Now these shoes do release every single year and they are starting to become more and more attainable with each year that passes. Resale is probably the lowest it's ever been. And you just can't go wrong with this shoe. I mean, just look at it. It is classic, it is beautiful, it is timeless, it's comfortable. And like we said for other shoes, you can dress it up, dress it down, wear it casual, wear it in a smart venue, in my opinion. This is like the Swiss Army knife of shoes. You can just wear this everywhere. You're never going to have to worry about it being uncomfortable. And because of all the ventilation, given that it's a mostly mesh shoe, it's not going to cook your feet on those extremely hot days, so you genuinely cannot go wrong with the Waverunner. If I had to pick a pair of Yeezys, which I do, I'm definitely going to pick the Waverunner every single time. In my personal, humble opinion, this is the best Yeezy to have ever released, and it's just absolutely timeless. So in at number 4, we have the Yeezy Waverunner, absolute beauty. So moving on to the next shoe up on our list, and this one is definitely one of the best shoes on the entire list in my opinion, and definitely very biased towards this shoe. So in at number 3, we have the Jordan 3 in the Cardinals colorway. Now it doesn't have to be the Cardinals colorway, I'm just using this for reference as this is the most recent pair of 3s in the collection. But as you should hopefully be able to see behind me, we also have the black cement, the cool greys, and then down here at the bottom, which you can't see unfortunately, we have the racer blues, the midnight navies. I've got so many pairs of Jordan 3s in the collection, and these are always one of my go-to shoes for summer. Now the Jordan 3, in my personal humble opinion again, is one of the most comfortable Jordans that you can get your hands on. They are always in and around that retail price point as well, so accessibility is always good when it does come to these. So if you're looking for that everyday Jordan just to wear casually with any outfit, you honestly cannot go wrong with the Jordan 3. Find the right colorway for you and you'll be absolutely good to go. So in at number 3, again, we have the Air Jordan 3 Cardinals. So as we actually close in on that number 1 spot, this one for me only just narrowly misses out. So in at number 2, we have the Air Max 1 Tree Lines. Now, if you did actually see my top 10 sneakers of the year so far, I did say in that video that this is quickly becoming one of my daily go-to sneakers, and that definitely hasn't changed. It's only been a couple of days since I did that video, but I think I've worn this 2 of the 3 days since, so that should tell you everything you need to know about this particular shoe. But again, like we've said for other options on this list, this is very much an interchangeable colorway. So if this one doesn't particularly take your fancy and you're not really a big fan of this particular colorway, any Air Max 1 will definitely suffice for the summertime. They're very well built, they're very well breathable, pretty affordable at retail if you can actually get them for retail. So whether you go for a GR colorway like this one, which I will point out is a great colorway, you could always go for the collaboration option as well, but it is just a really great summer option. Again, it's a timeless option. It looks great on feet, it goes well with a lot of different outfit choices, and it fits a lot of different styles. So if you're somebody like me and you just kind of like to wear shoes just because you like the shoe and you don't want to worry too much about styling it and all these other kind of things, the Air Max 1 is such a super classic option to have, and you really can't go wrong with it. So in at number 2, we have the Air Max 1 Tree Lines. So here we are, we finally reached my number 1 sneaker for this summer. Now I will be honest, I did spend quite a lot of time trying to decide what would actually be my number 1 summer option, but when I actually sat down and really thought about it, it was pretty obvious to me what would actually be my number 1. So in at number 1 for me, we have the Croc. Nah, I'm just messing. In at number 1, we have the Yeezy Waverunner, and I expect that most of you guys actually knew that this was going to be my number 1. Now, this is actually one of my most recent pickups again, and I gotta shout out Shea Crate again for hooking me up with these for retail. I honestly wanted these so badly for summer, just because this is pretty much the ultimate summer shoe. It's well ventilated. It is honestly the most comfortable piece of footwear I've ever owned. And I will be honest, I actually had to take this off my foot as I'm recording this video to even show you guys on camera. I haven't been able to take these off since I did the review, and I'm honestly absolutely in love with this shoe. A little bit predictable, I must say, to have this in as number 1. But what I would say to those people is, you really can't go wrong having a slide, a foam runner, a pair of Crocs available to you over summer. Not every day you want to wear sneakers, and if it's blistering hot outside, having a well-ventilated option like this is an absolute essential for summer. Now this is, of course, one of the more harder ones to get. It's not necessarily attainable, but for me, I ended up actually wearing my Crocs all throughout last summer. I've dogged these out completely. I mean, look at that outsole. It's an absolute mess. The toe of it. I've worn these shoes every single day, and then, you know, this is the first day I haven't worn them because I've got these. So if the Crocs aren't necessarily your thing either, and these are a little bit harder to get, there's other great options out there like Adidas slides, Nike slides, or even the Yeezy slides if you're able to get them. It is just a good option to have. Like I say, it all really comes down to your affordability and what you can have available to you. If you do like these, of course they are a little bit harder to get, but resale prices do tend to fluctuate. So if you can find a pair in your size for an affordable price, I definitely would recommend not hesitating and actually picking these up. So this is my number 1. I can already tell you that this is definitely going to be a heavily worn shoe over summer, and I just think it is a really great option to have. I would love to get your guys' opinion on it as well, so do let me know what you think of my top 10 list or my 10 sneakers for summer. Also, let me know what you guys are planning to rock this summer as well. Do please leave me all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Always love to hear from you guys. And if you have stuck around to this point in the video, I just want to say a massive thank you. If you haven't already, please feel free to smash that subscribe button. Also, do make sure the bell notification is switched on so you never miss a video. And I hope to see you all again in the next one.